C programming language. What is C? The general-purpose programming language for computers is called C. Dennis Ritchie invented it in the 1970s, and it is still quite popular and influential. The capabilities of the targeted CPUs are clearly reflected in C's features by design. Although its use in application software is waning, it has long been a part of operating systems, device drivers, and protocol stacks. The smallest microcontrollers and embedded systems to the greatest supercomputers all use the programming language C. C, a replacement for the programming language B, was initially created by Ritchie at Bell Labs between 1972 and 1973 to create utilities for Unix. It was used to re-implement the Unix operating system's kernel. C increasingly gained popularity in the 1980s. Almost all current computer architectures and operating systems have access to C compilers, making it one of the most frequently used programming languages. Since 1989, ANSI, ANSI-C, and the International Organization for Standardization have standardized C, ISO. The imperative procedural language C has a static type system and supports recursion, lexical variable scoping, and structured programming. It was intended to be compiled, with minimal runtime assistance, to offer low-level memory access and language constructs that easily map to machine instructions. Although the language has low-level capabilities, it was created to promote cross-platform programming. With only few source code modifications, a standards-compliant C program built with portability in mind can be compiled for a wide range of computing platforms and operating systems. Since 2000, the TIAB Index, which gauges the popularity of programming languages, has continuously placed C among the top 2 languages. History and development. The creation of the Unix operating system, which Dennis Ritchie and Ken Thompson first constructed in assembly language on a PDP-7 while absorbing suggestions from coworkers, is strongly linked to the history of C. Thompson wished to create utilities for the new platform in a programming language. He initially attempted to create a Fortran compiler, but soon gave up. He instead produced a condensed form of the freshly released BCPL systems programming language. As there was no formal explanation of BCPL at the time, Thompson changed the syntax to be less verbose and more like Smalgol, a streamlined version of Algol. The outcome was what Thompson referred to as B. He described B as having a lot of Smalgol syntax and BCPL semantics. B has a bootstrapping compiler to make it easier to port to new computers, just like BCPL. However, because to its slowness and inability to utilize PDP-11 capabilities like byte addressability, few utilities were finally built in B. Ritchie started enhancing B in 1971 in order to make use of the PDP-11's more potent features. A character type was an important addition. This was his new B. As Thompson began to utilize NB to create the Unix kernel, his needs influenced the development of the language. Richer types were added to the NB language up until 1972. NB had arrays of int and char. There were also introduced pointers, the capacity to construct pointers to other kinds, arrays of all types, and types that might be returned from functions. Expressions contained pointers to arrays. The language was renamed to C, and a new compiler was created. Version 2 Unix, often known as Research Unix, includes the C compiler and a few tools created with it.